Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading for October 16th to the 22nd. This is for Gemini and Gemini rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Gemini. You know I do this because I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So, Gemini, this week, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a very intensely passionate week, okay? But it's going to be a bummer of a weekend. And I'm just going to put it out there. It's going to be the aspects that are happening this weekend. As long as you keep your cool, you'll be good to go. There could be something that comes up around money, okay? But before we even get there, let me tell you what's happening this week. There's no major aspects, okay, for the first half of the week, but the moon will be in Scorpio. All right, so we're basically kicking the week off with the moon in Scorpio. As we know, Mars is in Scorpio. If you saw last week's reading, that's just like everything intensified. We're coming after that new moon solar eclipse that happened in Libra, which is really great. That was in your 5th house of love and romance and pleasure, creativity, self-expression, procreation. So I really love that for you. You really needed it after, the couple of weeks that, or I would even say months that y'all have been, I would even say even the year that y'all have been having, Geminis, with all this activity in your 12th house, right? But even still, I loved it. I loved this new moon solar eclipse for you. And so we're really feeling it. Remember, it has the energy that'll last for a full year. I mean, it really kickstarts this new cycle in your life. So remember, we have this moon in Scorpio, okay? And so it's that passionate energy. It's that really intense, like there's a lot of love going around, but also a love for, you could find yourself really loving work right now. I'm not going to lie. You could find yourself really into it. You could find yourself doing a lot of little projects here and there. There could be some activity around health matters, even pets, because it is in your 6th house, right? All this activity in Scorpio. So, the week doesn't really get until Friday. All right. So what's happening on Friday is, and so remember, before I even get there, the reason why I brought up that the moon is going to be in Scorpio is, along with, Mars in Scorpio, is that Pluto's going to be very active, and Pluto went direct last week, right? Pluto is the ruling planet for Scorpio. And so, keep that in mind, because that's going to be a big thing over the weekend. Now, we're kicking off the weekend on the 19th with the Sun conjuncting Mercury. I love that for you, okay? Because Mercury is your ruling planet, and so this is a huge cazimi. And what I love about this is that it's on the superior side of the Sun, because the last time the Sun conjuncted Mercury, Mercury was retrograde, and it was in a completely different sign, but it's in Libra, right? And so again, something that could bring you a lot of clarity. Your creativity, and Geminis are just inherently so creative, insanely creative, okay? You're an air sign, you're very social, you're very imaginative, you make really good artists and designers and whatnot, but in any case, very, very visual people as well. In any case, you could have a bunch of brilliant ideas, all right, that come up around this time. Remember, Mercury is going to be in Libra at this time as well, so it could be you finding a sense of peace with anything that could have been challenging. You finding even justice for a lot of things that have been happening. So really love this cazimi that happens. Now, this is when it gets a little on the 20th, Mercury, your ruling planet, is going to square Pluto. And so Pluto is a very it's a dwarf planet, but it's the planet of transformation, of power. Let's just say that power, okay? It's a very powerful planet, even though it is a dwarf planet. And so Pluto has gone direct. It's gone direct in Capricorn. And so remember how I said that there's all this activity in Scorpio, this intensity, passions, and whatnot. Well, Pluto's gone direct in Capricorn, which happens to be your 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio and Pluto. So you are going to feel this, okay? You are really going to feel this because remember, Mercury is your ruling planet. So out of all the signs, this is a day because you know how Geminis are really chatty. I'm a Gemini rising. That's why I can talk for like hours and hours and hours and hours. So this is the day, you know, Mercury is a planet of communication. It's a messenger planet. This is the day to just really, really, really be very aware of what you say, okay? If you don't have anything nice to say, zip it, all right? Let's just, right? Even, you know, travel. Go somewhere where you know that if you've been feeling a build-up, right? Especially with its Mars and Scorpio activity throughout the week. Remember, I said Mars and Scorpio can be aggressive. So we're building up to this weekend where Mercury is going to square Pluto, all right? So it's one of those days where you're just like, it could be even like a lot of... like conflicty, especially verbally. Remember, it's in communication, okay? But also with Pluto at play here, it could, you know, honestly, it could be non-verbal communication as well. So like it's a day where, you know, you may not want to like side eye somebody, or, you know, like roll your eyes like on a Zoom call, like you're gonna get caught. All right, but it's not just you, it's like other people could be trying to get your goat too, okay? So it's just a day, just be aware, okay? Be cool, be aware, and again, one of the reasons why this is a little heated is because of what happens the day after. The sun is going to square Pluto. So we have these two Pluto squares back to back. So it's the sun squaring Pluto. That is like, ooh, like egos, like whoosh, like go like taller than the Empire State, okay? And so it really is like a power struggle-y day. It's like a day where you don't want to poke the bear. It's a day where you just don't, you know, you want to just be cool. You want to be chill. Again, a lot of this could honestly have to do with money, because the 8th house is other people's money, other people's resources. It can have to do with something around real estate. It could have something to do with, you know, even your partner's income or inheritance, investments, bonuses, commissions, maybe even debts. There's something that could come up around that time, okay? But that is just something to keep in mind. Just if something does... If it gets a little too power trippy, just, you know, I say it all the time, like pretend you're, I don't know, pretend that you're Melissa McCarthy, pretend you're in a Saturday Night Live skit. Oh, this is so fun. You know, just don't let anything get your goat, all right? Don't let anything get your goat. Be really chill. Be really chill. Now, what I love that is happening, that's kind of like going to calm this a little bit. On that same day, on the 21st, Venus is trining Jupiter, okay? One of the best aspects of the week, all right? So we love Venus, the planet of love, beauty, sex, money, creativity, in this harmonious, beautiful, auspicious aspect with Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, good luck, prosperity. So this is a great day of luck, of love, of joy. So you can see it's really how you approach like certain situations. You always want to be vibrating at a really high energy. You always want to, you know, let your intuition guide you. You don't want to be reactive. You know, you want to be responsive. You want to be diplomatic, because remember, Mars is in Scorpio. Now, the moon is now in Scorpio, and then on this same day, on the 21st, Mercury's moving into Scorpio. And then Pluto is doing all these squares. Pluto, Scorpio's ruling planet. So you see how it's a huge week of passion, but also power. Like, and over the weekend, like power trippy, ego-y kind of things could come up, okay? It could come up, and just giving you the heads up now. So just stay frosty. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Now, Mercury entering Scorpio. If you saw my monthly forecast for October, I talked a little bit more about this. It's just really, really really, really like deep thinking, like really thinking deep, like detective level energy. Mercury in Scorpio is, it's very intuitive, first of all. But it's also like no filter, which is why I'm trying to give you like a big heads up here, because Mercury again is your ruling planet. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep that in mind. But you could get into detective mode. I've said it in the October forecast. This is like Daniel Craig and Knives Out. Just really, very cerebral. Like just really thinking about things, but really focus on the way that you communicate, because on the 22nd, Mercury is trining Saturn. This is a great day. So how funny is it that it's like the week is like your passions and love and intensity toward your passions, but then it gets like power struggly. It's like a speed bump, but then it gets great. Mercury trining Saturn. Amazing. Okay. So this is a really, really great day to communicate, especially the things that you need. All right. This is also a day that it's a favorable day to sign a contract. This is a really great day to travel, by the way. Remember, Saturn is in Pisces. Okay. So Mercury trining Saturn in Pisces in your 10th house of career. Hey, it's good news. I like it. I hope you like it. Do you like it? I like it. Gemini, I like it. Now, even though Scorpio and Pluto is kind of like what's really going on this week, like all of that power and passion, authority, intensity with even like very high energy, right? Mercury really is the hero. Mercury really is. There's so much happening with Mercury. Again, let me remind you, Mercury is your ruling planet. So you're definitely going to feel a lot of this. And it's really going to, like, a lot of how things turn out this week will really depend on, like, how you communicate, all right? But I do want you to communicate. That's what these aspects are for. I don't want you to hold things in. I want you to communicate diplomatically, okay? Nicely, all right? But I want you to communicate for the things that you need, okay? I don't care if it's if you got a megaphone. I don't care if you're talking in a can. Connected to a string, connected to a can, okay? It does not matter. You just need to be communicating. You're Geminis. You're good at this. This is your wheelhouse, all right? So, Gemini, with that said, let's get started. See what's going on for you from October 16th to the 22nd. Again, this is for Gemini and Gemini rising. If you know your birth chart, feel free to read for your moon, your Venus, all those other placements to get a little bit more clarity and insight on what's going on. So, Gemini, let's do it. So, like I said earlier, I do a traditional cult to cross spread. Really brings the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Gemini, I love ya. Y'all are amazing. I am. Did I tell you already about how I did? I'm going to stop doing that. I feel like I'm hyping it up too much. But next year is going to be so amazing for you. It really is. Wow. Just wait until Jupiter goes into your sign. But there's also like so many. I'm going to save it for next year. I'll save it for next year. But this week, oh wow, this week is going to be amazing for you too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Gemini. Holy cow. All right. So, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Do you see how I am like actually talking like you're like right next to me? Anyway, Gemini, look, let's get started. You got the Hangman. I love it. Love this for you. All right. So biggest message coming up actually is career related. Some of you are doing some switcheroos. Some of y'all are doing something. You're looking at things in a different way. You're looking at people in your company, if you work in a company, a different way, or people that you work with in a different way. Anyway, there's something changing there, okay? But for the better, for the good. It's good to, open your mind to these things and see things for what they are. That's what this Mercury and Scorpio energy is. That's what all these, the Mercury Kazemi that's happening for you. The Hanged Man comes right before the Death card, the card of transformation. Remember, I said this is a very transformative week, okay? We're coming after that new moon solar eclipse in Libra. We're moving toward another eclipse next week. Anyway, he's preparing himself for this big transformation, but in order to have this transformation, you see how he's doing it so dramatically. He's hanged himself upside down, right? And he did that for a reason. He wants to see things in a new way, in a different way, okay? You see the halo around his head? It's a lot of enlightenment, okay? It's a lot of enlightenment. Now, what's really interesting, actually, is that this card is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces. That is your 10th house of career. So, again, there's that career energy. But the thing about the Hanged Man, I love that he came up in your past. It seems like some of y'all have let things go, okay? If not, it depends on what day you watch this reading, so let things go. The things that you know, make that surrender, make that sacrifice. When it comes to even like thought patterns or just things that are not serving you well, because that's what the Hanged Man did. He's making this huge sacrifice for this transformation. All right. So, looks like a lot of y'all may have already done that, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with career. I mean, this is a major arcana. It's just you in your life. It can resonate in any way. It can resonate with home, which actually is a big thing for you because Venus is in Virgo in your 4th house. Okay, in your I was like in your 4th house, which is home, which is your domestic sector, family, relationship, children, and whatnot. But it can be, but it's you. This is a very spiritual card, having that spiritual moment, that moment of enlightenment. Okay, now you see that you've got the 7 of Wands in your the heart of your spread. Very interesting here, okay? Very interesting here, because remember how I said all that activity happening with Mercury and communicating. This is a week of communicating, of communication. Well, 7 of Wands is ruled by Leo, okay? Leo is your 3rd house of communication, and you are the native ruler of the 3rd house of communication. So there definitely can be some moments this week, especially more toward the weekend, where it could be a little like, again, remember, it can be a little aggressive, a little conflicty, and it's showing here, okay, with this 7 of Wands. But what this is more you defending yourself and defending what you've worked hard for, and not letting anyone throw you off the hill. Okay, you see him on the highest point of the hill here. Okay, this card comes after the 6 of Wands, which is the card of victory and success. And when you have that, when you have victory, when you have success, when you have achieved a lot of things, people tend to get jealous. And again, this weekend, egos will be heightened. All right. And when I say this weekend, I know that I post this on Wednesday. So just remember, this is for the 20th and the 21st. Okay. So this is really great. This is you standing your ground. This is you drawing a line in the sand. This is you saying, no, mama, nope. You can't have this. I worked hard for this. Okay. But this is also just really more like in offense mode. Okay. And so people could be coming at you, but you're going to do a really good job of batting them away. Okay. Because at the end of the day, this card is all about valor. Trace the word back, valor, right? To its etymological root. We're going old French here. Okay. Valeur. And that's the worst French accent, valeur. But it meant worth and value. So this is you standing up, you having your self-worth and self-value and saying, no, mama. I really do want to say the other word, but I'm not gonna. The family-friendly channel. But okay, so you're good. You're good. Okay. Now, just know that, if people come at you, just pretend you're in a Saturday Night Live skit. You got Kristen Wiig in there with you. Just be cool. Be cool. Okay. You got the 6 of Cups in your challenge area. So very interesting, all right, because this card is ruled by Scorpio. It's actually Sun in Scorpio, but it is definitely saying that there is going to be a sense of you really toward this weekend where, and it even could be like throughout the week as well, because remember we have the moon in Scorpio, and that's really intense, and you know, anything in Scorpio is like, you know, it has a little bit more intensity than other signs, but this is just saying that it could be like pretty intense. All right, so you could really have to really stand your ground at this point, but again, he is successful. Okay, so you're going to do a great job at it. Just remember to communicate the way that you need to communicate, very diplomatically. Do not, you know, just don't and even nonverbal communication. Okay, and no but anyways. Those are the worst, right? Those are the worst. When you're saying, when you're talking, when you're saying a story, and then you finish, and then the person next to you, who you don't even know, says, but anyway, like completely dismissing you. Oh, that's the worst. But don't do that to anybody, okay? Someone may do it to you. Just be like, just laugh it off. Pretend you're, I don't know, Amy Poehler. Just, I don't know. But even still, this is just saying that there could be like that disconnect where you just feel like things, it may be a little bit harder than you would like for it to be. It would actually be good for you to have nostalgic moments. This is a card of nostalgia. It looks like, actually, looking at your entire spread, home really is going to be a thing for y'all. Okay? So keep that in mind. Home, your actual physical home. Or, you know, and the people that live there, too. That could be a thing. But have another thing I was going to say is, should there be anything that, like, comes up that is, like, kind of like, puts you in a place where you just feel like, just have those nostalgic moments. Think about those like good times that you've had in your life. Think about like those fun times, you know, like when you were in college, when you were listening to, you know, Four Non Blondes, and, you know, driving through the suburbs with your goth friend, and then your, you know, your cheerleader friend over on this side. You had like a really big, like, I don't know, and the jock on the, you know, he's sitting on top of the car. I don't know, whatever. Very Dawson's Creek, but, you know, in a parallel universe. Anyway, you did get the Two of Cups, all right? So Two of Cups in your crown, love it, all right? So love is on your mind, and partnerships and relationships, again, a really big theme that's happening. There's going to be more of it, by the way, as we move forward, especially in December, okay? Because we're going to be entering Sagittarius season. So even November, end of November, there is going to be a lot more of that, because that is your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. But coming after this new moon, solar eclipse that was in Libra, which is a native ruler of partnerships and relationships. I mean, that could be on your mind. Again, this can be any type of partnerships and relationships. It can be love. It can be romance. It can be career. Okay. It can be your BFF. It can be even, platonic, right? Even self-love too. All right. A lot of self-love. That could be on your mind, just like, I need to be a little bit more invested in being a lot more confident, trusting my intuition, really like having that self-worth and self-value. But I love that you did get it really is the card of, you know, true love, right? And so remember what I said, that new moon solar eclipse in Libra was in your 5th house of love. Okay, and romance and creativity and self-expression. But so that could be a big thing for you, especially again with all this activity with your career. Career could be a thing too. But it looks like you're looking for that, you know, the perfect partnership. But also, like, again, self-love is a big thing coming through. You did get the 6 of Pentacles in the root of your spread, and so that's why I feel like this is going to be a week where, sure, it may be a little testing, but there is also like a sense of self-sacrifice here, that it's like you have a lot of love to give, and it's like that element of family and home that was coming up. It's like really protecting your family too. And when I say family, like, we do live in a generation where we get to choose our own families, right? Like, my biological family, they're in Georgia. I mean, you know, we very, very close, but, you know, I'm up here in Brooklyn and I have my family here, my, you know, my squad, my friends. So in any case, there is a sense of like a lot of like like really being of service to others, really understanding gratitude, generosity, just a lot of love flowing. Okay, really defending everything that you've worked for, your self-value, your self-worth, but the people that you care about, all of your passions as well. Okay, it's really like putting you to the test, but it's almost like you're glad for it. And then, hi, you got the Nine of Cups in your future. You're getting what you... I haven't seen the Nine of Cups in a while, actually. This is the Wish Come True card. This is the... I call it the genie in a bottle. You can actually see him sitting there like a genie. You can see all the cups aligned over his head. It's a lot of enlightenment, okay? We're going from enlightenment to enlightenment. This is something that you want, you're getting, okay? This is a card of complete satisfaction. So whatever you are defending, and remember I said he's successful, okay? So it's like you're defending it, you're going to win. It's going to be very satisfying, and it's going to lead to something that you want, you're going to get. You're good. You're absolutely good here. Let's get to your staff, Gemini, because I know that. Okay. Gemini, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I'd love hearing from y'all. And if you are a subscriber, you know I love you. Thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I really, truly appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much. All right, Gemini. Ooh, things are going to... Wow. Yes, you are... Wow. All right. So... okay, let's get started. You got the Eight of Swords. This is a Gemini card. And so this is just saying that where it falls in your spread, we call this the self-victim card, right? She's blindfolded. She's bound herself. She put all these swords around her. She thinks that she built this fortress to protect herself, where in reality, it's a prison. But the swords are the mental suit, right? So prisoner of your thoughts. And so where it falls in your spread, it is just saying, get out of your head. Get out of your head. If you find yourself like in your head too much, communicate, talk to people, get things off your chest, right? Okay. So just really, really, there could be a point this week where there's just like a lot going on up here. But remember what I said, your ruling planet, Mercury, the planet of communication, the messenger, very active this week. Okay, take advantage of that. Communicate the things that you need very diplomatically, but just get things out of your head, and that'll help. Yeah, so you may feel a little bit of that, but you're going to be fine. It's just, you're going to just communicate, because you did get the Eight of Wands in your external factors area. Hello, how funny is it that I literally just said, wait till we get to Sagittarius season. There's going to be a lot of activity there. This card is ruled by Sagittarius. And funnily enough, it's attributed to Mercury in Sagittarius. So this is in your external factors area. This is just saying everything's aligning for you now. Okay. In fact, you see the wands here completely aligned. And they're moving fast. Things are aligning for you fast. Okay? You have nothing to worry about. You're good. You need to get out of your head. Okay? Seven of Swords. It looks like... Well, A, it looks like you do want to get out of your head. But it looks like with you getting the Seven of Swords, which is very interesting, it looks like... how do I say this? Like, you're over the BS, okay? Let's put it that way. You're over the BS. There's been some, like, like in like that's happened, and you're just like, you know what, just come on, no more, like you're gonna be fine. So you're gonna be good, especially because you got the 10 of Swords and your final outcome. Okay, so this is a card where it's just like, again, it is a Gemini card, first of all. And it is saying that you've come to this point where you may feel like really, really like, okay, it feels like I've hit rock bottom. A lot of that may come up. Remember, there's that intensity of feelings, but an intensity with communication as well, right? And it seems like you may internalize a lot of things. Remember, I said don't do that, especially with Venus and Virgo. Don't be like too critical, hard on yourself, self-critical or whatnot. But this is a card of, I'm going to show you something here. It's the card of New Dawn. And so 1-0, it's 10. 10 is completion. 1-0 equals 1, new beginning. And so this is actually, when I say it's the card of New Dawn, those dark clouds are clearing. That sun is coming through. And so you can even, and I'm going to show you something here. The hand gesture, the impaled man, it's the same hand gesture as the Hierophant and the Six of Swords. And so, you know, this is all about blessings and gratitude. And so what's really interesting is that it's almost like the things that you went through, especially mentally, remember the swords are the mental suit. You've got to learn from it. You got to learn from it. Okay. You got to learn from it. So you never have to go through it again, but it's almost like a blessing in disguise. It's almost like, okay, I went through all of this stress, anxiety, or whatnot, or whatever it was, but now I'm going to move forward and I'm going to learn from all those situations so it never has to happen again. So I never have to go through that again. Okay. I've learned from it. It's made me a stronger person. It's made me a better person. It's made me someone that is, you know, I've evolved, I've ascended. And it's really learning from those situations that create this new beginning for you. All right. And I'll even clarify it because you are, yeah. Oh, it looks like, yeah, it's definitely more home stuff here coming up. But you did get the 4 of Pentacles, which is, it can be money too. It can be money that was stressing you out, or just things at home. You know, Mercury was in Virgo for a while too. Yeah. So you're good. You're 1000% good, because followed by the 4 wands. Again, more home energy here. Home, family. Like, how crazy is that? There you go. This is all about putting things in order, structure, stability. And actually, did I even tell you that the moon is going into Capricorn this weekend too? Isn't that crazy? So anyway, that's in your 8th house of like transformation and whatnot, but also other people's resources, or like even like just think money, but not yours. So even like real estate, and anyway, like mortgages. Anyway, here's the thing. You learned from everything. You're going to be good. You're building this solid foundation. It could have been money or something home related, some like foundations of life that was like stressing you out. You put things in order. You get in this good headspace, and then boom, you got the 4 wands. Okay. This is a card of joy and celebration, of milestones. Okay, this is and it's very, very look how big that castle is. This is very related to home. This is very related to, you know, moving into a new home, or, you know, having a baby, or getting married, or getting proposed to. It's also the wands, so it's your passions. It's something about your passions that you're going to celebrate. Okay, remember, this week is all about passions, and it's also, you know, wands are work related, career related. So this is you maybe getting a promotion, or a new job opportunity, a job offer, or, you know, a new job title. But there's You're good. Either way, I mean, you have the 9 of Cups, wish come true, in your future, 4 of Wands, in your final outcome. You have the 8 of Wands in your external factors area, indicating everything's aligning for you and fast. Don't get in the way of things. You're good. Just get out of your head a little bit. You're over the anything like, the BS, things that have, may have been low frequency energies that have happened to you. You're ready for it to move on. You don't want it to happen again. And you definitely may feel that like this weekend, like, but then just learn from everything that's happened so you never have to go through it again. It makes you a stronger person. It makes you, like I said, like being a better version of yourself, Gemini 2.0. You're gonna put everything in order, and then boom, you celebrate. Hit a major milestone. I mean, you're good. Gemini, you're good. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Next week, Gemini, next week. That's right. We have another eclipse. So that's going to be a big one. It's actually going to be a big one. And we'll talk about it next week. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.